This is the same reading, technically, as what I did yesterday, but I learned that my microphone, because I messed around with some stuff on my computer and didn't think about it, wasn't set as the the proper input. And I normally do a test recording beforehand, but I'm like, oh, I don't need to do that. Apparently I need to, and I need to pay attention to my stuff. But I know it works this time. Today is Monday, February 2nd, 3rd. This reading will be on the developer blog update from VRChat for January 30th, 2025. Welcome to the developer update for January 30th. Today's featured world is Ritual by Dr. Morrow. Let's get into it. Announcements. Age verification is now available for VRChat Plus subscribers. Have VRChat Plus, you can now get age verified via Persona. You can read more here. We strongly suggest reading the facts and questions, which can be found in the linked blog post above. One question that we've received a bunch is that isn't answered in the blog post, however, is what our plans are for the future. The honest answer, we aren't ready to say yet. That's why it's listed in early access. Or as early access. How age verification works could change in the future. It might be tied to VRChat Plus forever, or maybe it isn't tied to anything at all. We don't know yet, and so we're leery about making any absolute statement. There are a lot of questions that need to be answered behind the scenes, and some of those can only really be answered intelligently with data collected from general response of age verification going out to a lot more users. HTC Vive is looking for avatar creators. And then there's a link of a video. Showcase your work on Vive socials for their Spotlight Sunday. See the YouTube video description for submission guidelines. To submit, please join the Discord. Join Vive's Discord server and DM Madeline for details. The next jam. We'll be announcing our new jam world on February 24th. Want to join or want to discuss your excitement or plans for the next jam? Join our Discord and check out the # VRChat Jams channel. Development updates. We've updated the experience of uploading avatars and worlds. We've made a handful of design revisions, focusing on improving the visual hierarchy and information presented in our SDK's UI. We've wanted to create more prominent, understandable headers to emphasize key interactions in order to make the process clearer. Our goal was to make the overall process more understandable to novice creators and more streamlined for experienced creators. The build section has been reworked to more clearly define the various build and published options, and to allow creators to publish multiple target platforms at a time, including mobile. We've also added new tools to help us scale the SDK with more options in the future, such as we've improved the way that you capture thumbnails with a more responsive preview. We've made it easier to choose and manage the content warnings and tags for your creations, giving us more room to add new options in the future, or any new options in the future. These design changes will hopefully help new creators feel more comfortable uploading content, optimize the workflow for advanced creators, and help us more easily add new features and options in the future. Oh, and one more thing. We've added multi-platform build automation to the SDK. You can now select multiple platforms you'd like to target when building content. The SDK will build them in order that you select. If any of the selected platforms fail, you'll be able to see why under the Review Any alerts. Don't worry, if one fails, the others can still progress. Progress. Small reminder that if the iOS option is grayed out and not clickable in platforms drop down, you need to follow these steps to install the iOS module via Unity Hub. After that, you'll be able to select the iOS as target platform in the platforms drop-down of the SDK build panel. Client sim quality of life changes. We've made it easier to hide the client sim pause menu when you don't need it. Client sim setting window, seen above, now includes a hide menu on launch entry, which will automatically close the menu after entering play mode. Note that you will see a flash on the screen for a brief moment before disappearing. This is currently necessary to set it up properly, but we'll remove this in the future if possible. We've also added logic to close this menu when you move your player in the editor, the same way that the quick menu closes when you move in VRChat. In the video below, we call up the menu and then dismiss it by moving forward. Excuse me. Three times in a row, you can see the effect. Thanks to NGenesis for suggesting the menu setting and submitting a PR that inspired the rest of this work. We are updating the main menu. Hey there, it's Fervid, and I've got some exciting news. A brand new main menu layout is heading your way. We couldn't help but notice that the tabs on the bottom of the current main menu were becoming really crowded for mobile users, and truthfully, our VR users as well. These tiny tabs are starting to become uncomfortable to use. They also muddied up the user experience for players that weren't as familiar with all icons as our veteran players were. These tabs generally made it hard to locate the core features of VRChat. I mean, just look at all those tabs. There's a photo showing the tabs, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 tabs. I think I remember what they all are, but there's the main menu, notifications, your profile, worlds, your I think it's your friends list, the people in the current world, groups, safety, settings, search, VRChat Plus, accessibility or help, and then the VRChat store. I want to see, because I honestly don't know, Launchpad, notifications, profile, worlds, avatars, social, groups, safety, settings, search, VRChat Plus, help and info, and the VRChat credit balance. Our solution, why don't we take some of those tabs and push them somewhere else, introducing the new universal header. We've extended the vertical size of the main menu a bit and added a new header that houses a few navigation buttons. This header design should look pretty familiar, as we've added a similar header to the quick menu a while back. On the left side, or on the side of the header, you will see a new user profile information. Clicking this region will bring you to your profile page. In the middle of the header, we've added a clock to the main menu. Truly innovative. What will they think of next? This clock element will represent or respect your clock style and settings that you can set by clicking on the quick menu clock. I learned about this for the first time from my failed recording of this. I've been playing this game for a couple of years at this point now, so when this quick menu got updated, I remember when it was a big update. No idea that you could click the clock and select the different menu styles. There's a normal clock, no time to talk, LGBTQ plus clock, Swatch internet time, VRChat session time, VRChat plus ultra premium time, deep time, ask them out, you got this, is it Thursday, large clock, tiny clock, way too big clock, shader time, blink, marquee, backwards clock, reverse clock, back-facing clock with multiple question marks, upside down clock, star date, Unix time 32-bit and 64-bit, very accurate clock, datetime format dot short pattern, Udon network time, and random. I personally switched it to VRChat session time because I use two different overlays on my wrist, and both of those do have the session time and my current time in there. But I'm more likely in my head to look at that for the current time, and then the quick menu, I look at that anyways at times because of like changing my shield setting or something else. So just makes it a little bit more, I guess, actually useful for me. On the right side, you'll find buttons that link to common main menu pages, including the search page, notifications, the safety settings, help and info, and your general settings. You can also click on the VRChat credits box to access the marketplace page. This new header has allowed us to free up a ton of space for the bottom tabs. We've greatly enlarged the tabs so we feel are the most important experience elements of VRChat, and have added localized text labels to each one. This should hopefully make it a bit more easier to focus on the fun and keep newer users from being overwhelmed by a busy row of perplexing icons. This should also generally make it more comfortable to use these tabs on all platforms, especially mobile. We're expecting these new main menu features to ship out on version 2025.1.2. I'm assuming that's February 1st. I don't know. Please let us know what you think about the new layout when it goes out in our open beta. Here's a couple more screenshots of the new main menu design with some fancy themes and backgrounds. And one more thing while I'm here. I made a small adjustment to streamer mode. If you have streamer mode enabled, your VRChat credit balances on all the top level pages, as in pages that take 0 to 1 clicks to get to, will be censored. This should help give our content creating friends a touch of more privacy. Hope you enjoy all the new menu layouts. Apologies in advance for shaking up those years of UI muscle memory. The new layout took a little bit to get used to myself, but it didn't take long. Once you've used the new layout, it's tough to go back. Picture, Fervid giving you a thumbs up. Hell yeah. Thanks, Fervid. Conclusion, that's it for the developer update this time. We'll see you again on February 13th. There's definitely more replies since I read this yesterday. Most people, from what I remember, were happy about the updated main menu, especially because of the bigger buttons where it says, like, First, for example, was saying how it helps them with, or it helps people with motor issues or minor motor issue skills to be able to click on stuff, and it also looks nicer. Lots of people talking about how it's better. Hopefully y'all are still considering giving your SDK scripts some icons. Super excited about multi-platform building. Are there any plans to let creators tie specific scenes to avatars for certain platforms for this process rather than building the same avatar scene for the selected platforms? Being able to do that would be huge. I really hope that it goes through that way, because my Nova Beast, for example, or my Renu, or any avatar really that I use, I always try to upload it to Android at minimum as well, and also iOS now. My reason for that is because playing this game, I'm normally someone that likes to go around in lots of public instances or friend groups, like if I have to join off people, and I would rather be visible in my best effort the way that my avatar looks, like consistent on all platforms. So like, this avatar does not look exactly the same on Quest due to Quest's limitations for shaders, but the base model on its own, like with my eye and face tracking and the ear movement, that sort of thing. And the goggles, like, yeah, they don't pull down the same way just because of the limitations with how constraints I think it is work on Quest. But someone could go up and see, like, oh, Burb, you're using a Nova Beast, like, that's cool, and not see like a auto-generated imposter, which it's like they're useful, but it's not the same thing. It doesn't convey the whole thing there. I'm happy that like it's a thing, but I personally would rather put in that extra bit of effort to have the stuff, and I really hope that they are able to allow you to pick more than one avatar for uploading to the different platforms. Someone's talking about having to write candy posts about every tiny issue again. Jokes aside, someone's saying that they like Vervid. Apparently there's a updated logo that might be coming out because people are seeing that there's a new, smaller looking VRChat logo. A couple of people asking again about multi-platform. Someone talking about wanting to remove client sim. I personally don't know what client sim is. Oh, it's for like building world stuff. I don't personally build worlds, so it's not something that I'm familiar with. Bunch of people talking about the large menus. I think the side wings have to have their height increased because the extra height makes it look really awkward in the screenshots. More people talking about client sim. More people talking about VRChat Plus and the age verification system. More people talking about the client sim stuff. Oh, this is a bigger post. I'm not sure if it's a wise decision to put age verification behind VRC Plus. I know the age verification isn't free, but I think it would be a lot wiser to just have an upfront one-time fee when going to verify your age. Putting it behind VRC Plus is probably unintentionally confused and scorn a whole lot of users. They seem to be under the impression that you must maintain an ongoing VRChat Plus subscription to keep your age verification. Having an overheard countless conversations in the last couple of days alone regarding people being angry that it is locked behind VRChat Plus. I would like to suggest that you reconsider this approach. I myself know I can subscribe for 1 month and then verify my age, and that it would function like a one-time payment. But this confusion and negative PR received from this is not ideal. It is a little more understandable as a temporary step in the testing phase, but keeping it as such, I think it's not the best course of action. A number of people do agree with that. I do think that it is a little confusing. If I go into the quick menu, oh, yeah, it does show it. Yeah, there's a age verification early access available VRChat Plus, and it does make it look like at a glance that you need VRChat Plus for it. And it only says in here, yeah, it just touches a bit on the article about the VRChat, or not VRChat Plus, age verification. And then there's a facts and questions page linked, and it just tells you, like, if you have VRC Plus, you can complete it right now. If you purchase it, then you can complete it immediately. But there's no mention that you don't need an active subscription to be able to make use of it. Another post talking about VRChat Plus and how it feels like kind of shady how they're doing it behind VRC Plus. Confused about the new UI changes and then the VRChat Plus stuff. I don't know. I still am happy about the update myself for age verification, not only just for age-gated content or servers, but my main reason that I am excited about it is because if I'm speaking to someone that has age verification visible on their profile, regardless of being 18 plus or not visible, I automatically assume that that person is less likely to want to troll because you willingly gave your ID to this platform, or rather to Persona, and then they store it as a hash, which, if you're gonna troll, you don't really want that type of stuff linked to you. So it just kind of filters that out in my head, at least. But I'm excited to see how these updates do pan out. I do wonder when, or if they do change that in the future. Maybe we'll see more of that during the next developer post on the 13th